Hello everyone, this is Crafty Carol with yet another Christmas countdown, and I'm going to make, I haven't got the card to show you to start off with, it's going to be a bit of a mystery till we've made it, but here are the pieces you're going to need. You can make this with just about any colour card, any colour DSP. It's a nice little card to make, a little bit of a fancy fold. I'm actually today going to use the Trees for Sale bundle. So it's got this lovely stamp set with the solid trees, the branches you can stamp on top, decorations for the trees, stars, little paw prints, the little tiny dog who I love, little sign, couple of nice greetings, a line of lights and could be a lamppost or a bunting pole or something, who knows. But I rather like it. It comes with a beautiful set of dies, and these cut out. I'll show you with these nice little tree ones here. You can either cut out the solid trees, or these cut out the outline of the tree, which you can just see here. I don't know if the shadow's working or not today. I'm sorry about the shadow, but the light's been horrible, so I've just done this at night with an ordinary light on. We'll see how that goes. But these are the sort of trees it cuts out, which I've already done. I'll show you where all those will go in a minute. But it's a lovely little set here. I'm going to use some of the stamps in a minute. But let me tell you first about the bits of things you need. So the first thing is you need a card base. So I have used garden green for this card base, and it's the usual size of card base, 21 by 14.8, but it's, rather than just being scored in the middle, we're going to score it slightly differently. So to tell you how we do that, first of all, we're going to score it so that there's a bit folds in each side. I've actually already done the scoring, but let me just show you this. So what we're going to do is have a panel in each side. So if it's the normal 21, then half the panel, as we know, is 10.5. So we need a quarter on either side, which is half of 10.5, which is 5.25, which you can measure beautifully, if you can just see that. I don't think I can get any closer to see it, but it's basically in the space between the second and the third bit, just after the 5, and then we're going to score it, and we do the same both sides. So that gives us a card with a fold both sides, which we can then fold in. So I'm going to fold it this way. And wonderful, I seem to have completely lost my bone folder, so I'll just use the edge of my scissors instead. No idea, I'll use the handle actually, it's probably better. So yeah, so we're just going to fold that in both sides. You can see it meets in the middle and it opens like that. So that's our base for our card. So the bits of DSP we need, and I have used the Sweetest Christmas DSP from Mini Catalogue. So we need one large piece for the back, and that piece is 10 centimetres by 14.3. And then we need 4 pieces, all of the same size, but of 2 different patterns. And each of these pieces is 4.8 by 14.3. So I've got 2 that are going to go on the front and 2 more for inside here. You don't have to decorate these inner panels. Personally, I like it. So you also need 2 pieces of basic white. The first piece that's going to go on the front, and I'll show you how that works in a minute, but that first piece is 7 centimetres by 10 centimetres, and the second piece you need for the inside is 9 centimetres by 13.3 centimetres, and that's going to go in there. So before I stick all those bits on, which I'll do in a minute, let's get our stamping done. So I'm going to be using the solid, oh, I should have got my blocks out first, apologies. There we go. I'm going to use the solid stamps here. So I'm going to use the, get this out, the larger tree stamp. So I'll fit on there, and the slightly smaller tree stamp. So for this front piece of the card, I'm going to actually be using 2 colours. I'm going to use Old Olive and Garden Green itself. And the darker colour, the Garden Green, is for the large tree, and that's going to go right in the middle of this piece. So I shall just stamp it up and stamp on there. have it. So that is the, I haven't got my cleaning thing ready either. I'm not very organised today, clearly. There we go. So that is my large stamp. That's the only stamp I'm going to do in that one. So I can get rid of that. And then I'm going to use Old Olive for the other ones, because I'm going to make these trees look as though they're behind that big main tree by stamping to one side. Now I could actually mask off that tree to make this good. Because it's a slightly lighter colour, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put it up the side there like that. Perhaps not the best stamping in the world today, but hey, we'll make it do. For the inside, we're also going to put just one tree in the corner, just there, as I am going to do as well with the envelope. So I thought I'd show you this time how I always decorate my envelopes to match something to do with the card that I'm actually making. I like these to match. And that one's not a great, I'll leave it for now. I can colour it in later, or I could try and over, dare we try and over ink it. Let's just get a little bit of ink on that corner, so I'm not going to double stamp anything else. And then, excuse my head getting in the way, just to stamp over. Well, that's not too bad. When that dries, that could be okay. Right, so leave those stamps there for a minute. Then the final little stamp I'm going to do, the little tiny block, if I can find it. Use that one. The final thing I'm going to stamp here is that little dog, because those of you who know anything about me, and I'll tell those of you that don't, where's the little dog? In this corner there. I love dogs. I've got a dog myself, Gus, who you sometimes hear on these. He's not with me today, so he's not making a noise today, but he will sometimes just, yeah, make a noise in my videos, which isn't great. But I thought I'd have a little dog running around because, hey, why not? It's Christmas and I can have a dog wherever. So I'm going to have a little dog just running around in front of those trees there like that, which I rather like. I think it's overkill to put him on the inside or on the envelope. I think we'll leave it. But hey. So that is those done. Now the next thing I want to stamp on is my sentiments. And I'm going to use the ones from this set, just because then they're really quite nice. So we've got So Very Merry and Christmas Greetings. So Very Merry first. And I'm going to use the same colour as I've used for the dog, which is soft suede, I think I'm using. Yes, I am. Soft suede. Always good to know which one you're actually using. And this is going to be my greeting on the inside, So Very Merry. So I'm going to have that there like that. And I was going to use this, but actually it's going to be too big, isn't it? Is it? Wow, that's going to just fit. Shall I do that one or not? Should we try it and see? We could try. Or I can actually what I could do is show you what we can do is if the greeting is a little bit too big. Perhaps I should have cut my paper just a little bit bigger. Anyway, this is quite good because I can show you another little technique here. So this is my Christmas greetings, and I think, let me just try it, it might just work. Yeah, I think we'll try it. It just might go. We'll be right to the edge of each, but it probably will be okay. Let me just try it. So I'm just going to again lean over. Sorry, getting in the way of it, but if I'm careful, I can just get that across. There we go. That's not bad. Whew, that's a relief. Perhaps I should have measured the greeting before I cut my paper for this. Oh well, that's fine. Okay, so it's really a matter of just putting the thing together again, and I'm actually going to use all of these cutouts that I've done before. So I'm going to have a little cutout on each of these, a little cutout on there, one on the envelope and one on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you the way I think I might need some more glue actually, there might be just enough in here. The way I stick very intricate dies on, this is my own little technique. It depends if you don't mind then rubbing. I actually get a bit of a kick about rubbing glue off me if I get stuck with it, so I don't mind doing this. But if you put a little splodge on the back of your hand, you can just dab your intricate die cut into that, and then it is just right. to stick on your sheet. There we go, that's the first one. So these I'm going to do the lighter coloured trees obviously behind the main tree, so these need to go on first. So we'll put those on there like that. And the next one, it's very messy. If you don't like it on the back of your hand, you can actually use a silicone sheet or something like that, which is absolutely fine. As I say, I actually quite like peeling off the glue at the end. Any glue that's left on just dries on your hand, and you can sort of peel it off. Oops. Which I quite like, which is just a funny thing that I do, but hey. So that one's going to go on there like that and just sit in front of the other two, which is also fine. And then the final one is going to go on the envelope. So I'll just bring the envelope back in. There we go. So as I say, if you don't want to use the back of your hand, feel free to use a silicone sheet, which is probably a bit less messy, but it's not nearly as much fun when you're finished, when you can rub off all the bits at the end, which, as I say, I like doing. So there's all our bits ready. So now it's just a matter of putting the card together. And I hope there's enough glue in here, because it's right. I think I need a new Tombow. But let's just, as long as I keep it pointing down, we should be okay. Just remember not to just put it and lie it down, which is what I often do with glue, and then it will run out. So I'm just putting these sheets. It's lovely paper, this. I ought to have shown you that all of the papers, because they're beautiful. If you're into candy canes, these papers match the candy cane stamp set, which I didn't get. Candy cane stamp set, and yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It's a bundle, but yeah. I'm not into candy canes, which is why I didn't buy the candy canes. I just bought these. So I have one of these each side as well. So again, because they're all cut the right size, they're very quick and easy just to put in. And that one there. So that's the inside of my card. Then I'm going to stick these two on the outside. There, you can see the candy canes on the back of that. That's one of the patterns. If you like some nice cherry cobbler candy canes. So I'll just put a little bit of glue around these. Just need enough of the inside, so it should be okay. So that one on the first front side, and this one on the other, making sure that my stripes all go the same way. That's important. So to finish making the card, we're just going to stick the back piece in the centre at the back. Go. And then to finish the card at the front, this is going to go across there. Now obviously we do not want to stick it both sides, because if we stick it both sides, the card won't open. I am going to add one more, if I can find where I put it, there we go, one more little thing to this particular card, because I thought it'd be quite nice to have a couple of ribbony bits just going across. Again, I'm not going to be sticking them one side, but something about that long. Where are my ribbon scissors? Here we go. It is worth, by the way, always having a pair of scissors that you just use for ribbon. So I'll have another piece about the same size. So that would be about that size. Now, the key with putting this card together so that the recipient can actually open it is to only stick things down one side. So I'm going to use a bit of tear and tape for the ribbon, because it will stick better to that. So I'm just going to have this sticking sort of across like that. So I'm going to have one bit of tape just going like that, and we'll have another bit just on top of it for the two pieces of ribbon. Have one bit going like that and the other bit like that. Just stick that down properly. Oops. A bit came off, didn't it? Let's try that again. So for this, I want it stuck down to the same side as the ribbon. So I'm going to put the glue on this side, which means the right-hand side, as I've turned it over. So I only want glue down to halfway because I don't want to risk any glue coming up above halfway. So hopefully you can see that. I've just put the glue on half of this so that when I stick it down, it will stick down just to the side I want it to, and not to the other. Now, if you wanted, you could put a mat behind this. Perhaps I should have done, but I decided to put the ribbon behind instead. So that is stuck down there. Make sure it's really well stuck down. And then this is the finished card. So we can open the card like that. And this, obviously you can see the ribbon, which is fine. I quite wanted that because otherwise that back plane looks a bit odd. You could stick a little piece of DSP on that if you wanted, but I thought the ribbon would look nice there. And that is my card. So I hope you like this nice, quick and easy card made with this beautiful Trees for Sale stamp set. And I shall see you again next week for another Christmas countdown. There, hopefully you can see them better there. Lovely set, nice dies, easy to make a quick card with these that just looks lovely. See you again next week. Please remember to go to my website and subscribe, because then you'll get all of my news and the links to the blog where all the instructions for these cards are. Subscribe to this channel too, please. And I'd love to hear from you how much you like these and what you've actually done with the ideas I'm giving you. Thanks very much. Bye for now. See you next week.